guys, so I don't think I introduced I don't think I introed the vlog yet, but I'm in New York City trying to go book shopping. Currently in Washington Square Park. You guys saw me eating some ramen at our favorite spot, Kara Katan Ramen. It's so good. I got this spicy ginger miso, I think is the name of it, but it's fire. We just saw rad, so that's like the most New York thing you could ever experience in your life. So yeah, we're gonna go to Strand Bookstore.
It actually might have been a squirrel.
No, that was 100% a rat. But yeah, that's a squirrel. I can't talk about other squirrels though because Ocean, my pet squirrel, gets jealous. Yeah, in the city, you know, I live in Jersey. New York City is like very easily accessible for me. I could take the train, I could drive in, whatever. So we just drove in today. When I say we, me and Justin was my boyfriend. Okay, bye. So then we finally made it to Strand Bookstore, which, oh my god, was amazing. I think there's 4 or 5 levels to Strand, and each is categorized based on rare books, popular new releases, art, things like that. And they just had such a wide selection. It was bustling, and I'm telling you, there were so many people inside of there. It was very overwhelming, but I did see a lot of books that are on my TBR. And that's one thing, I didn't really go into this book shopping experience looking or having a book in mind. I mean, I did have a few, but I'm very well aware of what's on my TBR, so I tried to stay within that limit. And I also didn't want to buy a lot of books, so I just ended up picking up a few. But I really enjoyed the scenery of Strand. It felt like being home. I love bookstores. Like, if you ever just walk into a bookstore and you get the feeling of comfort and excitement for all the possibilities of what you'll discover in the bookstore, that's one of my favorite aspects about book shopping. So yeah, I was just really taking in all of the scenery at Strand, and I went to the location that is between or on 12th Street and Broadway, so it's also in the Village. I'm pretty sure that's still considered the Village. I know nothing about New York City neighborhoods, just the basics. I saw some books that have been on my TBR that I haven't mentioned before on my channel. I think one of them I've definitely mentioned before on my channel, and I've been meaning to read, been wanting to read, but I never come across them at my local bookstores, so I just decided to get them while I was at Strand. It just felt like divine timing. And I'm going to share now with you the books that I decided to pick, and here they are. I got a nice little array. Here they are. They're baddies, they're cuties, and they're hot, you know? So the first book that I picked up was Weather by Jenny Alphiel, and this is a story of a woman, Lizzie, who works in a university library, where she's a graduate student, and on the side she works for a podcast called Hell and High Water, in which she responds to letters that the podcast receive, and the podcast is very doomsday oriented, so it's about the end of the world, and essentially we get like thrown into like this very psychological narrative, I want to say, or pondering on the end of the world, and she becomes obsessed. But what really drew me to this book is Ocean Vuong, my favorite author, the author of On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, shared this to his story in the beginning of this year, and I was like, whoa, I need that. Anything he recommends, I want to read. So I added it to my TBR, and I've never come across it in a bookstore, and I saw it at Strand, and I also am obsessed with this color. I just think it's stunning. So I can't wait to read this. It is right up my alley with psychological thrillers. I like reading stuff like that, so can't wait. And I also heard the writing style is very unique, so you know, that's me. Up next I got Blueberries by Elena Savage, and on the front here it says what kind of body makes a memoir. This has also been on my TBR for quite some time, and it's a collection of essays, which is the closest thing that the back can describe it as, but it's a blend of personal essays, poetry, letters, prose, and it just ponders Elena Savage's body and I guess the space that she takes up within her own body and within the world, and how she interacts with all of these things. So yeah, it says she explores the essential questions of the examined life. What is it to desire? What is it to accommodate oneself to the world, and at what cost? So that sounds stunning and beautiful. And last but not least, I got The House Guest by Amparo Davila, and this is a collection of short stories that is in the horror genre, which is new for me. I'm not really a horror girl, but Amparo's work has been compared to Kafka, Poe, Shirley Jackson, and it says the stories are terrifying, mesmerizing, and expertly crafted. So it says she follows her characters to the limits of desire, paranoia, isolation, and fear. And she is a writer who is obsessed with obsession, who makes nightmares come to life through the everyday. So not really a Christmas holiday themed book, but just something that I've been literally dying to get. So I can't wait to read this. I'm always interested in like reading different authors. Amparo Davila is a Mexican author, and their work has been translated into English, so that's very exciting. And yeah, that concludes my little book shopping mini haul. I just, you know, wanted to control myself. Didn't want to wow out too much because it is the holiday time and I do have other gifts to buy people, but I just wanted to treat myself a little bit. Like, do you ever watch book giving guides and you're like, oh yes, I'm literally buying all these for myself? That's the state I was in when I went book shopping. I was like, oh, maybe I'll find a gift for someone else here, and I'm like, ugh, I want this, I want this, I want this, you know, but I'm working on myself. At least I'm aware. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on my first New York City book shopping experience. If you love New York City and you want to see more vlogs, let me know down below. This is super fun, and I promise I'll do better of actually speaking to the vlog when I'm recording. I'm just a shy girl. I'm shy, okay? So I apologize. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. You can follow me. My socials are linked down below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.
And I was like, yo.